Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Would You Kindly Games. My name is Brandon, and in today's video we're going to be playing Super Smash Bros. And if you've seen any of my videos before, if you've seen the Black History Month tournament that was recorded back in February, you would see these two men and you would realize the ignited fire between these two over the Black History Month championship. The winner of the tournament was Ike, but all throughout the tournament being taunted and haunted by none other than the man known as Mr. Game & Watch. Mr. Game & Watch did not like the idea of not being a part of the Black History Month. He felt insulted, so throughout the tournament left threatening messages to competitors and challenged Ike in the end. However, the championship was not on the line. He faced Ike when Ike was hurt after doing all those other battles before, and then they even had a rematch. Mr. Game & Watch prevailed in all of those. But now, Ike will officially, for the first time ever, defend the Black History Month Championship against Mr. Game & Watch, who, unpopularly, has earned the right to being #1 contender to that title. Mr. Game & Watch has beaten Ike in every bout that they've had thus far, though they were not for the title. A win over the champion usually always ensures that you will be next in line to challenge for the belt. So Ike, the fighting warrior he is, the reigning defending champion Ike, will defend the Black History Month Championship against the #1 contender and challenger, Mr. Game & Watch. And we're going to do this in a very, very, very special fashion. We're going to keep the 9 CPU level, and we're gonna do stock, but this time instead of 3v3 we're gonna do 7. We're gonna have 7 stocks. Ike, Mr. Game & Watch, 1-on-1, 9 level difficulty, ready to fight. I'm ready. Are you ready? Let's smash. And we're gonna keep it good, we're gonna keep it classic, and we're gonna keep it awesome. We're gonna do Omega style, and we're gonna keep it random. That way neither one of these competitors can prepare for this fight. They won't know which turf they're gonna be fighting on, but it's going to be Mario Galaxy. Now they know, now we know, and now we can prepare for the best of 7 stocks. We're going to have Ike, Mr. Game & Watch, Black History Month Championship on the line. There can only be one winner. Who's it going to be? Ike or Mr. Game & Watch? Looks like they're both going head to head quickly. No one shy to get right in the middle of the offense. Back and forth, a lot of dodging, a lot of striking, a lot of blocking. Everything that needs to go into a fight, everything that's important and efficient, and everything you need to win. Both of these men have. Both are very, very valiant fighters. Both are very skilled, both very smart and well-rounded. Only one of these guys can win. Will Ike successfully defend the Black History Month Championship, or will Mr. Game & Watch once again get the one-up on Ike and take the championship once and for all? See, the argument back in the Black History Month tournament was that Mr. Game & Watch was not invited to participate, nor was he chosen as a competitor in the tournament, and he felt insulted by that. And he feels it should be all about him. Ike, however, was chosen. Ike walked out victorious. And right now, Ike's got one up on Mr. Game & Watch with 1 stock, as Mr. Game & Watch is down to 6 and Ike is at 7. 85% damage on Ike, not looking too good for him. However, he is still 1 stock ahead, so technically he is in the lead against Mr. Game & Watch. If Mr. Game & Watch can get a KO here real quick, then well, they could be back pretty fairly even, as long as his percentage doesn't go up too high and before he can make Ike lose his stock. But it's not looking too likely, considering he's already at 72%. Ike is ready, he's focused. He won the Black History Month Championship back in February, and here we are, it's March 20th. So, I mean, Ike's had plenty of time to prepare and rest up. They are now tied 6-6. First person to cause their opponent to lose all 7 of their stocks will be the winner. And we do have the Smash Ball available, though it is on low. Ooh, here we go. He's got him. Mr. Game & Watch is getting what he's had coming to him for months now. Nearly 2 months, actually. Mr. Game & Watch down to 5 stock. Ike still at 6, 31% damage rate. I mean, who's to say maybe Mr. Game & Watch only got lucky because Ike was already injured. He had the handicap in his favor. But now that they're both healed, now they're both ready, and now that the championship is on the line, does this change the state of how this match will go? Will Ike dominate? Will Ike still win? Will Mr. Game & Watch once again win? Was it a fluke? Was it destiny? Who knows? Nobody really knows, and we won't know until the end of this. But right now, both of these guys are putting on an incredible fight. Ooh, Ike just lost a stock. Now they're both tied. 5-5. 17%, that's not too high. But, I mean, Ike is still ahead by 32%. This is incredible. You've got a 2D man, and you've got a guy with a sword, and they're putting on equal fights. You know, it's two different worlds we're talking here. You would think that, you know, one would have an advantage over the other, but these two have studied each other and their fighting techniques, and they're putting on a very well, even fair fight against each other. Whoever gets the smash ball clearly has the advantage over their opponent. So you get that special attack in, you get some major damage in. Ike was the first one to get it. There may be another one at some point in this fight. I imagine Mr. Game & Watch is keeping his eyes peeled and hoping that he will get the smash ball next. But if Ike keeps getting it, then his odds are even more in his favor. This match is very, very much an even fight. And the percentages are really close. So Mr. Game & Watch just lost a stock, so he's down to 4. Ike's still at 5 at 110%, 118%. One strong strike from Mr. Game & Watch. This could be over. Mr. Game & Watch quickly trying to go for the smash ball. He does not want Ike to get that again, or Mr. Game & Watch could be in danger. And it looks like it's just that. Ike is now 2-0 when it comes to getting the smash ball. Mr. Game & Watch, will he survive? He does not survive. He's down to 3 stock. Ike is at 5. Mr. Game & Watch not nearly as strong looking as he was back in the Black History Month tournament. But let's not give up on him yet. Anything can happen. The timer is still going. Anything can happen. I've seen miracles, and I've made miracles happen. I wouldn't count my eggs before they are hatched. Oh wait, hold on. Let's count your chickens before they're hatched, right? Is that how it goes? I don't know. It's like 2 in the morning. Looks like he's making breakfast. There we go. Doing cartwheels and flipping pancakes, maybe? I don't know. What are those? Is that those fish? I don't know. Alright, I gotta focus. Ike's at 192% damage rate. It's not too good, but I mean he's getting the leg up on Mr. Game & Watch. Ooh, but for how much longer? And he's still ahead of Mr. Game & Watch as far as stock goes. If he gets one strong hit on Mr. Game & Watch, Mr. Game & Watch will be back down to 2. We'll be down to 2. Mr. Game & Watch has definitely got to get a lot of damage in on Ike. Looks like Ike is, well, Ike's doing twice as good as Mr. Game & Watch. He's got 2 more stock. And, Mr. Game & Watch has got a lot of damage he's got to inflict on Ike to catch up now. His only hope is that Ike doesn't get very much offense in, or Mr. Game & Watch gets incredible defense, or Ike falls off the stage and isn't able to recover well enough. But Ike's a very well-rounded competitor. He's good with the sword, he's good with defense, his recovery is fantastic. Ike is a well-rounded competitor. He's a Black History Month champion for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. He won the tournament for a reason. It's no fluke. Anyone can see that. Anyone can go back and watch the playlist of the Black History Month tournament back in February, and they can see for a fact that Ike deserves to be the champion. However, Mr. Game & Watch has proven multiple times that he deserves a shot at the title, and very well also deserves to be the champion. This is the proving ground between the two men. Who is the better one? Who deserves it more? 7 stock rule, no handicaps, fair ruling, anything goes. We've got a smash ball that is on low setting, and Ike has gotten both of them, and clearly beating Mr. Game & Watch to the punch twice has ruled in his favor. Ike's down to 3 stock, Mr. Game & Watch at 2 at 62%. Mr. Game & Watch not in the best position, but still a little bit of room for recovery. There is no timer. It's once all the stocks are gone on one end, that is when the match is over. Mr. Game & Watch better be careful. very saddening ending for most when they saw the ending of the Black History Month tournament. A lot of people seemed very sad to see Mr. Game & Watch seemingly hijack the special event that was the tournament, and some would say that he even took away, you know, the excitement that Ike had for winning, and that it was just broken down and salted, and, you know, it just took away from it. It took a happy ending and, you know, made it bitter. I'm sure Ike won't ever forget that. He's gonna hold a grudge against Mr. Game & Watch until he beats him for good. And I mean, he may get that chance here in this fight here. There we go. Ike goes back into the ship. Ike's down to 2 stock. Mr. Game & Watch at 1. 46% damage is not looking too good for Mr. Game & Watch. But again, anything can happen. And if Ike gets that smash ball again, oh no, looks like Mr. Game & Watch is finally getting it. Mr. Game & Watch has finally gotten the smash ball, and he's going right after Ike. He wants to get that stock down. I don't blame him. If he can get, there we go. Now it's tied. 46%. The ball is in anyone's court. It's looking more in the favor of Ike, but Mr. Game & Watch still has time to turn this around. It can go either way, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, 69%. Looks like Ike realizes how close this match is to being over. All it takes is getting too cocky or making a few stupid mistakes, and Mr. Game Watch could take the fight and win and be the new champion. He's already got Ike up to 41%. Next person to take a stock will be the winner and will be the new Black History Month champion. The percentages are fairly close, 79%, 80%. Who's going to take the win? Next big strong hit has got to be the winner. Mr. Game & Watch or Ike, who's going to win? Who will be the Black History Month champion? Oh, in this 7 stock battle. They both come a long way. Mr. Game & Watch has defeated Ike. Both men started with 7 stock. One left with 1 stock, the other left with none. Mr. Game & Watch has dethroned Ike. He has proven that he did deserve to be in that tournament, and he has proven that he does deserve to be the Black History Month champion. Ike, 6-7. Mr. Game & Watch, 7-6. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you like him or you hate him, Mr. Game & Watch has absolutely proven that he is not a fluke, that he didn't just win because of Ike's injuries. He earned this championship win. He has earned the victory, and I think in some aspect, maybe in time, he will have earned the respect of everyone who watches these videos. Where could things go from here? Will Mr. Game & Watch continue to defend the Black History Month championship? Will the title be vacated? What will happen from here? This is the first defense, and it's gone into the court of Mr. Game & Watch. This is incredible. I mean, Mr. Game & Watch has done the unthinkable. He's beaten Ike every single time that they have faced against each other in Smash. They were both 100% healthy going into this. It seemed like Ike had the overall advantage over Mr. Game & Watch. He got 2 of the smash balls, and he got 2 KOs on Mr. Game & Watch. He had more stock than him for most of the fight. But Mr. Game & Watch walks out victorious and walks out with the championship around his waist. Mr. Game & Watch is the new Black History Month champion. What happens from here? Stay tuned and find out. Thank you all for watching, and see you in the next video.